Okay, hello, and let's start our Monday intention activation session. So, for starters, as we do every week, let's give ourselves a little stretch so that our body gets nice and comfortable before sitting for the next half hour, 40 minutes doing this meditation. So, don't hesitate to move your arms, your neck, your back. If you've been sitting for a long time and you would like to stand up, shake your legs, please do that. And when you feel satisfied, just sit back down again, closing your eyes. And first thing, let's just make ourselves aware of our own bodies into the space where we are. So let's just notice the weight and even to some extent the volume of our bodies where we're sitting. Feeling the sensations of our back and our buttocks in contact with our chairs. And allowing our focus to go down all the way into our feet. And there, noticing the weight of our feet on the ground and the contact that our feet are making with the floor. We can also press our feet into the floor to feel that connection a little bit more with the earth. And here, just imagine, visualize as if your energy is grounding into the earth using the imagery that you enjoy the most, whether it's growing some roots or colors or just sensations. Just ground yourself into the earth. And then once you feel that you've done that, allow your attention and focus to move back up from your feet, through your legs, through your abdomen, to land into your chest, in the middle of your chest. And here we're going to connect with the heart. And to connect with the heart, you might want to place a hand on your heart, or else tune in to the sensations or the sounds of your heartbeats in your chest. Whichever way works best for you. And once you feel connected, in tune with this part of your body, with your heart, just imagine or visualize as if your breath was flowing in and out directly from there, directly from the heart. So here, even though you keep breathing normally through your nose, with a normal inflation and deflation of your tummy, this is just a way to anchor your attention into your heart. So here you imagine, visualize a little bit as if your heart had a nose, that the breath is flowing in and out from there. Maybe as you're imagining, visualizing that, you might notice that your heart area stays activated. That you feel your heart, you keep feeling your heart as you do this. And that's what we want. As much as possible, we want to stay anchored within the heart rather than anywhere else, especially not in the head. So allow yourself to visualize the breath in and out from the heart. And as you do this, slowly but surely, just slow down and deepen your breath. This is just about breathing a little bit slower, a little bit deeper than you usually do, and harmonizing your rhythm so that it's as balanced, as rhythmic, as harmonious as possible. So it usually means that your in-breath and your out-breath are about the same length. One that feels comfortable. And as you harmonize this rhythm, you might also visualize that your breath flowing in and out through the heart is equally balanced and harmonious. So let's do this for another minute together. Breathing in and out, slower and deeper, and in an harmonious, balanced rhythm, while you're also visualizing it flowing in and out from your heart. And as you keep your focus on the heart and your breath, your harmonious breath, just notice that wave of calm that has probably already started to come over you as a result. This state of heart-centered breathing. And as this brings more calm and quiet to the mind, let's take advantage of this neutral, quiet state to remind ourselves of what is our vision for the future, our vision for our life, the vision that we are walking towards, that we are wanting to create for ourselves, maybe for the world. Basically, what is the destination that you're aiming for in the future? And if vision for life is a little bit too far or too abstract for you, you can bring it closer with a time frame that makes more sense for you, and maybe focus on shorter term goals. And you can also focus on what's important to you or your values. But just remind yourself the general direction that you aim for in your life. And then if you've been focusing on some goals, maybe practical goals, also ask yourself, why is this important? And is it truly the most important? Is it truly the end goal, or is this just a means to an end for something even more important? Just play with that idea for a moment. And then also ask yourself, what is the deepest essence of my goal? What is the energy that I am truly desiring, that I am truly seeking by wanting what I want? Just be open. This could be an energy of freedom or connection or adventure or stability, peace. Whatever it is for you, just notice what it might be, the ultimate essence of what you're truly desiring. And if it's not clear yet, it's okay. Let's not judge it, but just start at least playing with wondering what that is. And then once we've done that, we're just going to have a little contemplation of the week that has just finished. So imagining that for a moment you're turning towards the past with a loving, neutral perspective. And we're going to self-reflect, contemplate on what worked well and what didn't work as well as we would have hoped. So starting with what worked well, unless the information is coming to you in a bit of a random order, just notice what comes to you and notice if that was in the working well or not so well category. But in any case, you can look at different areas of your life. Whether it's health, relationships, not just work, possibly also your hobbies, maybe passions you have on the side, your community, your spiritual life, whatever areas of life are important to you, just see what worked well or not in those. And maybe ask yourself what moments already carry the energy of your ultimate vision. What moments felt like it was already aligned, already giving you a taste of it. And maybe what moments just smothered it or did not allow that energy to flourish. Also notice when you were particularly in the flow or when you felt exhilarated or excited versus moments where the process felt a little bit more cumbersome, where things were not moving as easy. And here you can just notice that sometimes maybe some outcomes that were successful or that you may first think, okay, that did work well. When you look into it a little bit more, maybe the process felt difficult or felt like wasn't allowing you to be yourself. Yet it succeeded, but so maybe just notice that. That's great information. It's something, just because something works out on paper doesn't mean that it generates the most aligned, the most expansive emotions or energy for you. And conversely, sometimes things don't work out, but there are elements to it when you felt expanded that brought you joy. So maybe, yes, on paper, if we are measuring results with the yardstick of social standard, maybe it didn't work. But when you're looking at the moving parts that were involved, maybe a lot of things actually did work well. Maybe in the process, maybe in the people, the connections of with the people you were doing it with, for instance. So again, just notice. Just notice when that happens and what does it say. about you and what makes you fulfilled, what brings you joy, what you would want more of into your life. So perfect. So now let's ask ourselves the question, if a version of last week was to repeat itself over and over now into the future, would it design a trajectory that brings us right on target with the visions that we have for our life, for our future, for our goals? Does it look like it's on track? Or is it a little bit off track or a lot off track? And here, just again, just get a sense for it. It doesn't need to be super precise, but you'll just get a general sense whether you're already on an aligned enough path or whether there is some adjustments and course corrections that you need to make. And if the answer is, oops, not on track, then welcome this as awesome, valuable piece of information. Please don't beat yourself up, as it's a gift to being aware of this now, sooner than later, since we're going to start working on course correcting right now. And to do that, we're going to turn ourselves towards the future again and summoning our imagination to join us for this part. And we're going to start to play with imagining, visualizing, contemplating the best possible version of the week that is starting just today. What would it look like, sound like, feel like if the best possible scenarios, the best outcomes were to manifest? And so here, you can do that in a few incremental steps. You can start with, what if everything that's in your control was working perfectly on track, was working well, as in you're being your best self, you're being efficient and productive in a happy way. You're making things happen, you're making decisions with ease. So we're not saying there is no effort involved, but everything is in flow. So from that perspective, like, what could the week look like when you're in the flow and everything seems to flow in alignment with you? What do you see happening? You are at your best. You're in the flow. This is a strong flow that seems to to have a positive impact on everything and everyone around you. When that happens, what does the week look like? So notice what you notice, imagine what you imagine. You might see, you might hear, you might sense what happens. And as you're crafting this beautiful imagery, now expand your imagination a little bit further to taking into account everything that's actually not in your control. So what if everything that's not in your control, as entrained in that flow of yours, also ends up working out for the best? What if everything that's outside of your control, under this influence of your aligned flow of energy, is also turning out for the best? Then what does the week look like? What do you see happening? Maybe some people are making decisions that are aligned with you. Some projects are coming to fruition, or opportunities are showing up. And there, if you're pushing your imagination one step further, what does the unexpected look like this week? Things that would surprise you, that you're not expecting. What if you were open to receive, to welcome those? What could be happening? What can you imagine right now as a nice, supportive, expansive surprise? Like sprinkling a little bit of magic, of fairy dust on the week. What new opportunities or possibilities could actually show up in your life? What could that look like? And just play with that as well. Of course, surprises that are aligned with your vision, with your values. And then these are all things that you're able to imagine right now. But there are a whole realm of possibilities that we're not yet able to imagine from the perspective that we have right now in this present moment in our life. So what if we could go beyond that? So here, let's just set that intention that we are also open to welcome in our lives any possibilities opportunities, synchronicities that we're not yet able to imagine? What if when they happen, what if we would be able to acknowledge and recognize them for what they are, as they may look very unfamiliar to us? So let's set that intention that we would recognize them, and then we would be able to welcome them into our lives. Sometimes gifts might come up in a wrapping paper that is a very different color from the one we expect. Okay, and once we've done that, let's just enjoy all of these sensations of imagining the best, dwelling into the best possible scenarios. How did that make you feel? How are you feeling right now? And remember, your mind doesn't really know the difference between real and imagined. So if you really imagined right, you will have tricked your body to feel as if it's real. And so just notice, how does that actually feel? I mean, might feel something probably close enough to the ultimate essence of your vision. Maybe it does. Maybe it's spot on the same. Maybe not quite, but at least approaching. So whatever it is for you, we'll just now focus on making those sensations, those emotions more powerful within ourselves. So whether you're just focusing on the sensations that this visualization have generated for you, or whether you want to imagine even a little bit further what really the essence of your vision would feel like if you're not there yet. You can choose one or the other. So now, with every breath, I'm going to invite you to imagine, visualize, or feel that these sensations, these emotions, these feelings are entering your heart when you breathe in, and they're flowing out from your heart when you breathe out. So with each cycle of breath, your heart is pumping in and out the essence, the energy of these sensations. So with each in-breath, you're going to feel these sensations more intensely as they enter your body and fill up your tank. And every time you breathe out, you can also see them, see that energy shooting out from your heart and radiating outwards into the space around you and in front of you. And every time you breathe in and out with each cycle of breath, this energy gets stronger and stronger and more intense and powerful. The way you feel it inside of yourself and the way it expands outside of yourself. And there's coming a point where it couldn't be any stronger. And when you feel that you're reaching that point, I'm gonna invite you to visualize, to hone in on the energy that is radiating out from your heart, and gather around all of that energy that was radiating outside of yourself, and gather it up to form a magnificent beam right in front of you, like a big laser beam shooting out from your heart in front of you. And here this heart energy expands right in front of you, not just in front of you in space, but also forward in time. As you're radiating this energy in front of you, you just realize that you have created a portal. You have created a portal in time and space, a portal into the week, a portal into a new, higher, better version of the week. And we're going to soon step through this portal. So I'm going to invite you to, in your mind's eyes, imagine that you're taking some steps forward, moving through the portal with gratitude. And as you're passing this portal, also trusting that as you do this, you're taking that step, it means that you're leaving behind the previous version of the week. You're stepping into a new timeline, and the old timeline is now dissolved. And so take a deep breath and acknowledge that this is a conscious choice. You're choosing to move into this new version of your reality. You leave behind the old and you move into the new with gratitude. And as you're stepping, I invite you to take some deep breath. Now, stepping at the entrance of this new timeline, stepping into the first day of this new timeline, this new version of reality, your first day of this new version. So I invite you to connect, to enjoy this moment, taking deep breath. Deep breath into this new lived reality. Each breath you take now is a breath inside this new version of your world, this new version of your timeline. You're already here. And as you breathe in this new reality, take a moment to explore with your senses. Maybe imagining that you're looking around. What do you see? What do you see different? What about colors? What about maybe new environments that are presenting themselves to you in this new version? What are you noticing? Maybe the light is different, the colors are more vibrant. And what about the sounds? What do you hear? Is it more quiet? Is it, again, more vibrant? Which voices do you hear in this version of your timeline? Maybe you even hear or overhear some chatter. What does it say? What does it say that reveals you've stepped into a most aligned and expansive version of reality? You can also experiment with your sense of touch. If you were to touch something in this new version of reality, what texture does it have? And is there a scent, a smell? Maybe unusual, unfamiliar, something new. Maybe it's a freshness, a warmth, the sense of the scent of a new beginning, of something brand new. What is it? Just notice. Maybe there is, maybe there isn't, but if there is, just notice. And maybe even if this moment had a taste, what could it be? Okay, so now as you're enjoying these connections with your senses, with this new version of reality, I'm going to invite you to take a few more deep breaths, to really inviting into your body, into your system, all of these new possibilities um, that are aligned, that are present in this new reality, all of these possibilities that you now have access to. Just welcome them into your system with joy and gratitude as they make your body more vibrant, knowing that you have now access to these possibilities anytime now in this new version of your week. And just enjoy the moment. And as you're noticing, enjoying all of these sensations, now we're going to make sure that we can return to this state and reinforce this reality we've just created, we've just stepped into. We'll just make sure we can reinforce it at any time, whenever we need it. And to do that, we're going to create an anchor, something that instantly reconnects us to this energy whenever we need it. And this is going to be a very simple physical gesture, something small, something easy to remember, something you can do anywhere, anytime. So let's just take a moment to choose what it's going to be. And it could be, for instance, just pressing your thumb and index finger together. This is the one I use. It could be to place a hand over your heart, feeling that sensation of touching your heart. It could be a subtle movement, like a deep inhale through the nose, or rolling your shoulders backwards. Whatever you choose, make it something natural for you, something that feels right. And now, as you're feeling this energy vibrating within you, apply your anchor now. So if you chose pressing your fingers together, press them now. If you chose placing a hand on your heart, do it now. If you chose a deep breath, take that breath now. And as you do this, just know that you are locking in this new reality deep within yourself. This is your signal to the universe, to your own mind, to your own body, that this shift is real. And from now on, whenever you repeat this very simple gesture, you will instantly remember. Your body and your mind will instantly reconnect you to this version of the week, to this timeline, to this energy. Your anchor is like a key, and every time you use it, you reinforce your path and you strengthen this new version of reality. And now, starting as of now, as you will keep going about your day to day, just set that intention that you will notice the subtle shifts. You will pay attention to the small signs, to the unexpected synchronicities, to the moments of effortless flow that are a confirmation that you're indeed moving into a new reality and that it is unfolding for you in alignment with your vision. So take one more deep breath. Feel this locking in, this version of reality, and knowing that the shift is done. We are now going to bring ourselves back into the here and now, this new here and now. And to do that, let's rub our hands together until they're warm. Bring them at the top of our heads. And just let's touch our body, starting from the head, down the head and shoulders, and the arms, but also the front of the torso, and the sides of the rib cage, of the hips, and also the back, our back as much as we can reach. So touching all of these parts of your body as if you're trying to remember the boundaries of your own body. And then touching from your hips all the way down through your legs, your knees, your lower legs, all the way down to your feet. And here, if you can touch your feet, is fantastic, but if you can't, just press your feet on the ground again. Again, with that knowing, with that grounding intention and sensation. Thanking the earth again for allowing us to coexist on this plane. And when you feel happy that you're back here and now, just open your eyes again. And thank you so much for following this time with me. And I shall say, have a great week and see you next Monday. Bye.